Hi everyone, this is Narendra Babu Kota, chemistry faculty from Sri Chaitanya Educational Institutions. Now we are going to discuss JEE Mains September 6th morning shift chemistry paper. First question. See, the question is asking order of pKb values and 4 bases were given. Here the concept is more basic greater Kb smaller pKb. First arrange them in the basic nature order, then automatically proportionately we arrange them in pKb order. So here see, this is secondary amine, this is secondary amine, aromatic amine, this is tertiary, this is tertiary. Here in tertiary case there is neither electron releasing group nor withdrawing group is attached in second case. In first case electron releasing group is there, plus M effect OCH3 shows plus M and minus A effect, plus M is more than minus A effect. So basic nature increases. Now when it comes to secondary amines, this OH group, these two are present at the meta position, even though they are able to exhibit mesomeric effect, but mesomeric effect is not operative from meta position. So only inductive effect minus I effect operates. So minus I effect decreases basic nature. Now tertiary is more basic than secondary, basic strength. Tertiary is more basic than secondary, and in secondary these are electron withdrawing groups. Which is more withdrawing? Cn is more withdrawing. As Cn is more withdrawing, this is 1, 2, this is 3, this is 4. More withdrawing means secondaries, these two are less basic compared to these two. So in these two, Cn is more withdrawing compared to OH. So you can say 3 is least basic. Next list is 4. So in 1 and 2, in 1 and 2 this is more releasing, so electron releasing groups increase basic nature, they increase the electron density on the nitrogen. So what do you say, 1 is more basic than 2. This is basic. Basic nature is more means pK is least, pKb. Basic nature is more means pKb is least. So pKb order is 1 is least, then 2, then 4, then 3. So pKb 3 is more than 4, then 2 and 1. So option 1 is correct. Option 1 is correct. Now second question, they are asking spin only magnetic moment is 5.9 Bohr magnetons is given. You have to identify which complex that is. So magnetic moment is 5.9, that indicates number of unpaired electrons are 5. It is simple that Ni plus 2, Ni has electronic configuration 3d8 4s2, Ni plus 2 means 3d8. There is no chance of 5 unpaired electrons either with nickel or Ni plus 2 complexes. This is not at all possible. So here Mn plus 2, Mn plus 2 manganese is 25, 3d5, 4s2, and Mn plus 2 means what do you say? 3d5. So only possibility is second one. So answer is 2. Next question, third one. The major products of the following reaction. Reactant is given. This is sulfonyl ester. Potassium tertiary butoxide is there, followed by oxidative ozonolysis. Potassium tertiary butoxide, bulky base. Bulky base means it favors Hofmann elimination. Hofmann elimination means less substituted alkene is the major product. So here hydrogen and this will go off, less substituted alkene. So first, after treating with potassium tertiary butoxide, what do you get? You will get this product, less substituted alkene. Now this you are going for oxidative ozonolysis. When you go for oxidative ozonolysis, this becomes HCOOH and remaining part becomes COOH, like this. So option is 2. That is the second option is the answer for third question. Next, fourth question. The major product obtained from the following. This is alkyl. This is Hg plus 2, like oxymercuration, demercuration kind. Water addition, indirect addition of water. It involves Markovnikov addition. Here two benzene rings are there, both sides same, but this is electron releasing group, this is electron withdrawing group NO2. So electron releasing groups stabilize increase the electron density on this carbon. Electron withdrawing group decrease. So it's Markovnikov addition and indirect addition of water. So OH part, negative part, Markovnikov, it will attack on here positive charge where it stabilizes. That means it will attack on this, means first what do you get? You see that here NO2, that C double bond, here hydrogen will add, C here OH will add, OCH3. So negative part will attach to the OH part will attach to the carbon where it can stabilize the positive charge. That is the electron releasing group which can stabilize this. So OH is attacked here. Now it tautomerizes to this OH tautomerizes. This will form pi bond here. This electron pair shift. Hydrogen is shifted here. Then you will get a C double bond O group. Ketone tautomerism. CH2 C double bond with OCH3 site. C double bond O with OCH3 site. See, C double bond with OCH3 site is present here. So answer is first one. Answer is first one. Next, fifth question. So this is chemical equilibrium concept where the relation between Kp and Kc, you know the relation between Kp and Kc, Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta n. Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta. What is this delta n? Delta n is sum of the number of moles of gaseous products minus sum of the number of moles of gaseous reactants. This is solid. This is solid. Product is 1 mole, reactant is 1.5 moles. Delta n is equal to number of moles of gaseous products 1, number of moles of gaseous reactant 1.5. So minus 0.5, minus 1 by 2 you can write, minus 1 by 2 is delta n. So when you write Kp is equal to Kc into RT power minus 1 by 2. So Kc by RT power 1 by 2. Then Kc is equal to Kp into RT power 1 by 2. because Kc to Kp is given. So you convert that Kc is equal to how much of Kp into. So Kc is equal to Kp into RT power 1 by 2 is there in option 4. So answer is 4. Next, sixth question. Which of the following compounds show geometrical isomerism? Geometrical isomerism, here the 4 options given are alkenes. 1 alkenes do not exhibit geometrical isomerism. So straight away pent 1N is given. So these are not possible, they do not exhibit geometrical isomerism. 1 alkenes. 2 alkenes is given, right. So those, that is pent 2ene both cases. So 2-methyl pent 2ene, this is 1 2-methyl. When you write 2-methyl here, CH3, if these two groups are same to the double bond carbon means it does not exhibit. So answer 2 is not right. So 4-methyl pentene, 1 2 3 4, 4-methyl. So here hydrogen is there, here hydrogen is there, 1 methyl, 1 hydrogen, 1 isopropyl, another hydrogen, it exhibit. So answer is 4. Sixth question answer is 4. Next, 7th question. The correct statement with respect to dinitrogen N2. So nitrogen and oxygen, air contains nitrogen and oxygen. Will they react? Whenever thunderstorm happens, in such scenario at high temperatures only nitrogen and oxygen of air react. Okay, they do not react at a room temperature. You have to identify correct statement. Next, nitrogen is paramagnetic, nitrogen is not paramagnetic, N2 is diamagnetic based on molecular orbital theory. Liquid nitrogen is not used in cryosurgery is given. Liquid nitrogen is used in cryosurgery, so this is wrong. Cryosurgery in the sense, so surgery at very cold conditions. Liquid nitrogen, it provides very less temperature, so that is used, but they have given not used. Liquid nitrogen is chemically inert, that is why in many chemical processes to maintain inert atmosphere we use nitrogen. It can be used as inert diluent for reactive chemicals. Yes, it is right. Nitrogen is chemically inert because of N triple bond and high bond dissociation energy. So answer for 7th question is 4. Now we see the 8th question. They have given variation of equilibrium constant with the temperature. So to different temperature, 25 degrees Celsius means 298 Kelvin, 100 degrees Celsius means 373 Kelvin, K1, K2 is given. So you have to find delta H naught, delta G naught at 2 different temperatures, T1 and T2. You have to find delta H naught and delta G naught at 2 different temperatures. No, delta H naught at delta G naught at T1, delta G naught only at T2. So here, you know, how do you find delta H naught? Log base 10 K2 by K1 is equal to delta H naught by 2.303 R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. This is the thing. So as with increase in temperature, equilibrium constant increases. That means that is endothermic, delta H is positive only, but in all 4 options delta H positive, we cannot eliminate that. K2 is equal to 100, K2 by K1 is equal to what? 100 by 10, 10. Log 10 is equal to what? 1, 1 is equal to delta H naught by 2.303 into 8.314, because that is given kilojoules, into T1 into T2. T1 into T2 means what do you say? 298 into 373. The difference is T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1 what? 75. So this you can take, this almost you can take 300. 325, 25 4, and as it is given in kilojoules, you can take delta H naught is equal to delta H naught is equal to 2.303, delta H naught is equal to 2.303 into 8.314 into 8.314 into here, this is 4 into 0.373, you can write. Eight 8.314 into 4 into 0.373. This is almost 4 into 2.3, okay, 9.2 into 8.314 into 0.373. Here you see, we cannot calculate that, but 0.2, is it coming 0.64? This is only 70 into almost 24. So option is any of this. Definitely you can say option is not 1 and 2. Now you see, with the second thing itself, you can eliminate one of these. So delta G naught at a T1, delta G naught at a T2. When you take delta G naught and equilibrium constant related minus 2.303 RT log base 10 K. This is T1, this is K1. So what you write? Minus 2.303 into R 8.314, temperature 298. You see, K1 is 10. K1 is 10 means log 10 is equal to 1. So 1. So this is in kilojoules means what is say minus 2.303 into 8.314 into approximate, you can take 0.3. 0.3 into 8.314. Okay, 2.49 into minus 2.3. Minus 2.3 into 2.49. You will get around okay 6. This you have to calculate minus 2 kilojoules. This is, let us take at T1. At T2, what do you get? Delta G naught 2 is equal to minus 2.303 into 8.314 into temperature 373 into log K2. Log K2. Log K2 is equal to 100, log K2 is equal to log 100 means log 10 power 2, that is 2. That is 2 means what you say? Minus 2.303 into 8.314 into 373 into 2. So next value, second value should be higher than, more than, double than first value. So answer is 3, answer is not 4. Answer is 3. Now you see the ninth question. Here solution has two components. Obviously, one is N1 moles, first component, other one is N2 moles, second component, prepared. M1 and M2 are the molecular weights. Density of solution is given d grams per ml. C2 is molarity. They are giving C2 is molarity. Once they are mentioning 2, C2 is molarity. C2 means molarity will be expressed for when in a solution of two component. For whom we can express molarity? We can express molarity for solute. So second component is solute. So let us take solute, solvent, solute second component. So solvent is N1, solute is N2. Molecular weight M2, molecular weight M1. This is C2. Density of solution d gram per ml. What you have to find? Mole fraction of solute you have to find. Mole fraction of solute X2 you have to find. So this is little bit lengthy. Already you know how you have to find mole fraction. We don't have mole fraction and molarity relation, but we know mole fraction and molality relation, molality and molarity relation. Mole fraction, molality is equal to XA by XB, that means X2 by 1 minus X2 into 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. Solvent means 1 right here, M1, molecular weight of solvent. And molarity density molality relation is, molality is equal to 1000 into molarity by 1000 into D minus molarity into molecular weight of solute. So when you substitute this 1000 which is equal to 1000, what is molarity? Molarity is equal to C2, 1000 into C2 by 1000 D minus molarity C2, molecular weight of solute means M2. Now you can equalize, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Equate these two 1 and 2, equate 1 and 2 equation. So X2 by 1 minus X2 into 1000 by M1 is equal to 1000 into C2 by 1000 D minus C2 M2. 1000 and 1000 getting cancelled. Inverse. Invert the both sides equation. So 1 minus X2 by X2, okay, 1 into this is 1 minus X2 into this is M1 is equal to 1000 D minus C2 M2 by 1000 D by C2 minus C2 M2 by C2, this you can write, and C2 is getting cancelled. What we have to find? Mole fraction, C2 you have to find. Now you take 1000 D by C2 is equal to, okay, 1 minus X2 into M1 by, okay, X2 plus M2 plus M2 you will get. Okay. Now if you take this, you will get, if you solve this, C2 is equal to, you will get 1000 D X2 by 1000 D X2 by, you will get M1 plus X2 into M1 M2 minus M1 you will get. When expand this you will get. Answer is here, answer is third question. Just what we have to do in this is relate mole fraction with molality. Relate mole fraction with molarity. both equalize and you derive the equation, you will get the answer for question number 9, that is 3. Okay. Next question number 10. Here also HBr addition is involved, this reaction. HBr addition, no peroxide is given, so that is definitely Markovnikov addition. Markovnikov addition, here electron releasing group is there, more substituted alkene case. So negative part bromine will attach here, but this is electron withdrawing group, right? So here carbocation is unstable, so negative part of the reagent bromine will attack here. So here Br, negative part of the reagent, more substituted alkene, because here carbocation is stable. Here next case, as NO2 is withdrawing, here carbocation is unstable, so negative part will attach to this next to that NO2. Then you will get here CH3 is there, here only Br is added, CH3 and NO2 are opposite positions. Next Br is not adding at the NO2 carbon, next carbon, that is Br. So CH3 NO2 opposite, Br and Br are, so they are not adjacent, they are alternate positions. CH3 NO2, at CH3 position Br is there, so this is not, this and this CH3 position. So NO2 position Br is not correct, so NO2 position Br is adjacent carbon to NO2 carbon. So answer is first one for 10th question. Next 11th question. The question, they have given a graph, log rate on y axis, log concentration on x axis. Here A reactant to product P1, B reactant to product P2, C reactant to product P3, D reactant to product P4. If order of reaction for this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, then you have to write decreasing order of that particular order. You know rate is equal to K into concentration power n. When you take log both sides, log rate is equal to log K base 10 plus n log base 10 concentration. Here n is order, so this is y, this is intercept m, this is straight line equation mx plus c, m is this, this is m, this is x, straight line equation. You have plotted on x axis log concentration, on y axis log rate. So slope is n. In which case slope is highest? In that case order is high. In which case slope is highest? In D case slope is highest, this D graph. So slope is highest for small d. Then in slope is least for what? This C, slope is least. And in A and B, slope is highest for B. This slope is more for this. In A and B, slope is more for B compared to A. So B, A, C. DBAC means what is the answer? Option 3 is the answer. So for question number 11, answer 3. Next question number 12. It is polymers. You know Ziegler-Natta catalyst that is used to prepare high density polyethylene. So they have given ethene is polymerized in presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst at high temperature and pressure, it makes buckets and dustbins. Polyethylene sheets is, that is low density, these buckets and dustbins, chairs, all those, that high density polyethylene, that we are using Ziegler-Natta catalyst. This is are using to make that buckets and dustbins. You have to read NCERT carefully. The uses of each polymer is given. So, high density polymers are closely packed and are chemically inert. So, you can say this is correct, both A and B are assertion and reason are correct. Reason is the correct explanation of A. Reason is the correct explanation of A. Answer is 1 for 12th question. Next you see 13th question. They are asking which set among these 4 of atomic numbers contain only transition elements. Only transition elements are what? S and P block elements here. These are transition elements. Then this is S block, this is transition elements. Okay, this is P block element. Transition excluding zinc, cadmium, mercury. Yes. What are the atomic numbers? This is 21 to 29, you can say 30 we are having. Then another 18 you add. Another 18 you add means 39 to 48. Next you can say another 18, 57, 72 to 79. So this 9 is not at all, 9 and 17, this halogens, right? This is not at all transition. See, 37, 42, here see 21 to 29. 37 means what is there? This is 38, this is 37. 37 is not transition matter. 21 is there here, here also 21 is there, but 32 is there. Of 21 to 30 here, 31, 32, 30 to 4th group, right? So this is not 21, 25 is there, 42, 42 is there, 72 is there. So answer is 4. That is that atomic numbers are all atomic numbers of these 21, 25, 42 and 72, they are transition elements. That is the 4th option is the answer for 13th question. Next 14th question, they are asking Kraft temperature. Where you get this term? This term you will get in micelle, critical micellization concentration, and above certain concentration you will get micelle formed, and above certain temperature only micelle formed. That temperature we can say Kraft temperature. So above that particular temperature formation of micelle takes place, below is not, right? Okay, above that this is not related to detergents, they are related to micelles. So above that particular temperature micelle formation takes place. So answer is 1, 14th question. Next 15th question, let's see, among the sulfates of alkaline earth metals, secondary metals, solubilities of BeSO4 and MgSO4 in water respectively they have given. Solubility of sulfates, beryllium sulfate is more soluble than magnesium sulfate, then calcium sulfate, then strontium sulfate, then barium sulfate. This is the solubility order of secondary group element. Solubility of sulfate decrease, barium sulfate is least soluble, almost insoluble we say, solubility product also we will find. So barium and magnesium sulfates are high soluble. It is not, they are not, beryllium sulfate is highly soluble, magnesium sulfate is also highly soluble, poor and high, and once high another is poor is not right, this is also highly soluble. So high and high soluble. 15th question answer is 1. Okay. Next you see 16th question, decreasing order of pOH is given. So pH more, pOH less, pH less, pOH more. This is because pH plus pOH is equal to 14. Now this is strong acid, this is strong base, all concentrations are same. This is the salt of strong base and weak acid. Strong base and weak acid means it is basic only, but weak basic. NaCl, salt of strong acid and strong base. pH is equal to 7, perfect, complete neutral. So acid means pH less, pOH high. Base means, strong base means pOH is, so pH is high. So you write the pH order. So HCl pH is least, this is pH order I am writing. Then base, strong base is highest, pH NaOH. Then NaCl is salt, this is basic, then CH3COONa, then NaCl. This is which order? pH. pH is least here, pH is highest here. Then pOH is what? pOH, HCl is more, then NaCl, then CH3, COONa, then NaOH, right? This is pOH. Now HCl, HCl is A, NaCl, NaCl is D, CH3COONa, C, NaOH, A is more than, D is more than, A is highest, then D, then C and B. Answer is C. Sorry, answer is 3, option 3. Okay, so that is the third option is the answer for 16th question. Next 17th. So you see C7H14 alkanes, CnH2n plus 2, 7 carbons, C7H16 you will get, but this is H14, so one alkene, that is one double bond. This what is a one double bond is there. So in the product also one double bond only, no problem for us. Now B is giving yellow precipitate and giving silver mirror. Yellow precipitate with whom? Iodoform reaction it is giving. Silver mirror means that is aldehyde. So aldehyde with silver mirror, that means aldehyde with iodoform test, only aldehyde is CH3CHO. Only aldehyde which gives iodoform test is CH3CHO. So obviously after ozone analysis one is CH3CHO, this case CH3CHO, this CH3CHO is not possible, this is possible, this is also possible. Okay, so second option is eliminated after analyzing that B reactions. Next C reactions, no yellow precipitate, that means no iodoform reaction. So here CH3CO you will get or not? CH3CO you will get. So it will give iodoform test or not? So this is not the answer. Now in case of third, no yellow precipitate. In these two cases, so okay, yellow iodoform reaction they don't give this part. Second part is not going to give any iodoform test. But second form on treatment with lithium aluminum hydride you will get a D. So alcohol you will get. With the Leucas reagent, this is Leucas reagent, anhydrous HCl and concentrated HCl is Leucas reagent. It is giving white turbidity within 5 minutes. That means this should be secondary alcohol. Which gives a secondary alcohol? This gives aldehyde. This aldehyde on reduction gives primary alcohol. So this is not the answer. This gives secondary. This is ketone. You will get second part. Ketones give secondary alcohol. Ketones give secondary alcohol. So first you will get CH3, CHO, and you will get this one. So this on lithium aluminum hydride. So you will get OH. This is secondary alcohol. Secondary alcohol is going to give white turbidity, that turbidity in 5 minutes. So answer is 4. So 17th question, answer 4. Now the presence of soluble fluoride ion up to 1 ppm concentration in drinking water. This is environmental chemistry, water pollution, memory based thing. Up to 3 ppm, 3 ppm, more than 3 ppm is harmful to bones. 2 ppm, If 2 ppm is there, fluorine, that yellow linings will form on the teeth. Okay. So, that is harmful for teeth, 2 ppm. 1 ppm is not, that is safe for teeth. 1 ppm is safe for teeth. So, 18th question answer is 2. 18th question answer is 2. Next, 19th question. You have to identify incorrect statement. This is based on all Li, all Li's. You have to remember all these Li's. So, this is also memory based. So, brass is actually an alloy of copper and zinc, not copper and nickel. This is wrong. So, option incorrect statement you have to identify. 19th question option is 1. This is memory based. Next, 20th question. This is also memory based. Lanthanide, which does not show +4 oxidation state. Lanthanide's common oxidation state is +3. Few elements can show +2, +3, +4. Besides +3, +2 also shows, +4 also shows. But here europium shows only +2 and +3 oxidation states. This cerium, dysprosium, terbium, they will show +3, +4 oxidation state. But europium shows only +2 and +3, it does not show +4 oxidation state. So, answer is 3. 20th question answer is 3 europium, it shows only +2 and +3 oxidation states. Next, 21. Number of chlorine oxygen double bonds in perchloric acid. What is perchloric acid? HClO4 is perchloric acid. HClO4, what is the structure? HOCl. This is the HClO4 structure. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 ClO double bonds are there. So, answer is 3 for 21st question. Next, 22nd question. They have given elevation boiling point of 0.1 molar complex CrCl3 XNH3. This is 2 times that of 0.05 molar aqueous CaCl2 solution. You have to find this X value. What other information is given? Assume 100% ionization, CaCl2 and complex both. Coordination number of chromium is what? 6. And all ammonia molecules are present inside the coordination sphere. So, elevation boiling point formula let us take for complex. Delta Tb is equal to I into Kb into m. M is how much? 0.1 molar. And for CaCl2, delta Tb, CaCl2 you take, you know, you are saying that is 100% ionized. CaCl2 gives rise to Ca plus 2 plus 2Cl minus, right. So, I is equal to 3, 100% ionization. Kb into m is given 0.05. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. You can take this is delta Tb1, this is delta Tb2 or delta Tb1 and delta Tb2. What is given? This complex elevation boiling point is 2 times of this. So, delta Tb1 is equal to 2 into delta Tb CaCl2. So, that is equal to 2 into 3 into Kb into 0.05. Delta Tb1 is equal to I into Kb into 0.1. Kb getting cancelled. 2 into 0.05 is 0.1 only, these are getting cancelled, then I is equal to 3. So, in complex also I value Van 't Hoff factor is 3 only. Van 't Hoff factor 3 CrCl3 XNH3 they have given, that is coordination number 6. that means it is ionizing, giving 3 ions. So 3 ions means what you say, Cr, 2 chlorines are outside and 1 chlorine is inside. 1 chlorine is inside means how many? To get coordination number 6, ammonia molecules are how many as present? 5 has to be present. So if this is the case, the condition of Cr NH3 Cl plus 2 Cl minus, condition is I is equal to 3 is satisfied. I is equal to 3 factor is satisfied, 3. And so what you have to find, how many ammonia units, X, how many ammonia is present. Here how many ammonia is present? To satisfy this coordination number 6, 2 chlorine are outside, 1 chlorine is inside means coordination number 6 is 5 ammonia units has to be present. 5 ammonia units means X value is equal to, answer is 5. So for 22nd question, answer is 5. Next, 23rd. So potassium chlorate is prepared by electrolysis of KCl in basic solution. The reaction is given. Your Cl minus to ClO3 minus, N factor is equal to, here N factor is 6. And they have given only 60% of the current is utilized. 60% of the current is utilized in the reaction. You have to round up the nearest time you have to find to produce 10 grams of KClO3. So mass of the substance deposited during electrolysis, we apply Faraday's laws, M is equal to, okay, EIT by 96,500. E is equal to molar mass by N factor. N factor into I into T by 96,500. M how much is given? 10 grams. How many is deposited? 10 grams of KClO3. 10. Molar mass is how much? 122. What is the N factor? 6. You got N factor here. 6 electron per, to get 1 ClO3 minus, N factor is 6, KCl2, KClO3. I, 2 amperes current is used, but how much? 60% of the current, 2 amperes, 60% is utilized. What is the 60% of 2? 1.2 amperes into T by 96,500. So this if you 6, 0.2, 122 into 0.2. So then what you get here when you go for calculation? T is equal to 10 into 96,500 by 24.4, this is seconds, but you have to find it in nearest hours. So 1 hour is equal to 3600 seconds, 3600 seconds. So 10 into 96,500 by 24.4 into 3600, when you calculate this, you will get around 11 hours. You will get around 11 hours. So 23rd question, answer is 11 hours. Okay. Next, 24th question. Spherical balloon, radius 3 centimeter, filled with helium gas. Radius 3 centimeter, spherical balloon filled with helium gas. Pressure of this much, 48 into 10 power minus 3 bars. At the same temperature, temperature is fixed. Pressure, the pressure of spherical balloon of 12 centimeter containing same amount. What are the fixed thing here? Pressure and mass of the gas is constant. Then what is there? When pressure and mass amount of the gas is constant, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Sphere means what is the formula? Volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Anyway, 4 by 3 pi is common, constant thing. So you can say P1 R1 cube is equal to P2 R2 cube. What is P1? 48 into 10 power minus 3. R cube means what is say 3 centimeters. 3 into 3 into 3 is equal to P2. This is bars. You have to find P2 in bars. What is R2? 12 centimeters, 12 cube, 12 into 12 into 12. So 3, 4. So this is 3, 4. This is 3, 4. So this is 64. So P2 is equal to what do you say? 48 into 10 power minus 3 by 64. Okay. So 86, 88, 23, 24. So 0.75 into 10 power minus 3 bars. But the answer is 10 power minus 6 bars. 10 power minus 6 means what is say? This 10 power 0.75 into 1000 into 10 power minus 6. 1000 into 0.75 means how much? 750 into 10 power minus 6 bars. So answer is 750. So for 24th question, answer is 750. For 24th question, answer is 750. Next, 25th question. This is estimation of bromine by Carius method. You have taken 1.6 grams of organic compound. It gave 1.88 grams of AgBr. You have to find percentage of bromine. What is the formula? Percentage of bromine is equal to 80 by 188 into weight of AgBr by weight of organic compound into 100. So you can write 80 by 188 into weight of AgBr. AgBr weight is how much? 1.88 by organic compound 1.6 into 100. So this is 100 times 100 getting cancelled. 80 by 1.6, it is simply 50%. So answer is 25th is 50%. So that is the 50 is the answer for 25th question. Okay. Thank you very much. That is the end of the paper discussion for morning shift 6th September mains paper. Thank you.